Let's go to something that many Nigerians are familiar with, that it has pleased God to make to happen in your time here. You recorded a major breakthrough with the arrest of perhaps the most decorated policeman in Nigerian history. Nigerians were shocked at the way the operation was carried out and the fact that it was done in a verifiable manner that left no doubt about the competence and expertise of your men. How were you able to pull this through? Was it the result of months or weeks of planning?
As you know, we are intelligence-led and quite professional now. We are now at par with our counterparts everywhere. We use tools that verify um, when we make arrests. And I'm sure you've seen our men at work in the airports, how they bring out stuff, cocaine and stuff from all kinds of places, from inside certificates, slippers, shoes, false bottoms, and the like, and those who swallow, and so on and so forth. It's professionalism. You say you are shocked about that case. A lot of people were. It's a case, obviously, since it's in court, I will not delve into some of the details, but just to let you know that we use the highest standards of professional behavior. Patriotism marked our officers who brought the case forward, and we had to deal with it because this is a situation now we face in the country with 14.3 million users of drugs, which is 3 times the global average. We really have to stand up. Wherever drugs are, we'll seize it. Wherever. We've done We've destroyed over 250 hectares of cannabis plantations across the country. We've seized over 3.5 million kilograms of assorted substances in 15 months. You can imagine this type of quantum of drugs. If you had entered the streets, would have, only God knows what would have happened. So, and we don't care what quantity it is. We seize everything that we see and then determine if this is a criminal that deserves prosecution and appropriate law enforcement activities or needs help. Most of the people that we arrest actually go for counseling. It's good to mention. People will think probably all the people we arrest, we send them to the court and so on. We don't. We determine through our own processes those that we consider need help, because it's a disease. And those that need help, we send them. We have counseling facilities in all our commands. And in 15 months, we've counseled and released over 11,000. But we've also convicted about 2,350. And they're in jail.
Given the excellence of the execution of the plan, my next question to you was, how long did it take to plan the arrest of Abba Kyari and then determine that prosecution was appropriate?
Okay, I can answer definitively that it took about 2 months for us to make it public. It took about 2 months for that action to be made public. Before then, we were engaged in executing what we did. And I'm happy to say that 2 of the defendants were sentenced, but they also will be prosecution witnesses.
So you are confident that you have a watertight case against them?
We believe so.
Because we've had all kinds of stories since the arrest was made. The police even said that you need to look at some of your men, that some of your men were working in tandem with drug couriers and the rest. What was your immediate reaction to the allegation made by the police, and have you taken steps to investigate the allegation?
As far as that case was concerned, I believe when the statement came from the police, they had not properly put everything together as we have. And I must say that it is from within them, they themselves that were arrested, that confirmed to us that they communicate directly with the cartels. So it's out of the question to consider a situation where it was from our side. It was not. And as I said, it's not a matter to go deep into. We did what we had to do professionally, and everybody was caught. Yeah, as they say. That's right. So we'll see. We'll see how matters go. But now, speaking about temptations, of course, all drug enforcement agencies face temptations from the cartels who have huge sums of money.
Yes.
But we must remember that even in this case, an offer was made to us, isn't it? Somebody came to the NDLEA from a sister security agency and said, I've made this arrest, let's share it.
Wow.
And obviously, that may have happened if we did not have the crop of officers that we do. But that's not the only case. We have an officer who actually enjoyed National Merit Awards last year for a similar patriotic activity. They brought huge amounts of dollars, to buy his conscience, and he reported it. And we took that as part of the exhibits. And when he finally arrived from Brazil, he was lured, obviously. We nabbed him, and it's in court. We have this type of cases everywhere. The officers and men of the NDLEA now are upstanding in these matters. That said, we have a union that operates from our own office, which at all times has its ear on the ground. It has its own, should I say, informers everywhere, both in and out of the agency, that keeps me informed and apprised of what is happening in our operations. They check at all times the exhibits. We have exhibit keepers. Exhibits are critical. We use them in prosecution. And the other day I was somewhere in the National Assembly before one of the committees, and I said, I mentioned the figure of 130 billion naira worth of what we have confiscated. They say, NDLEA, you're a rich agency. And I said, well, that is money that went up in smoke, not because we burned the. Yes. It's not cash coming into us. And in any case,
Thought you sold it.
that's right, and kept the money. And in any case, we also go after the assets.
Yes.
We also go after the assets of the criminals, and once they are forfeited from the courts, they are sold by the due process, and the proceeds back to the government coffers.
As it concerns Abba Kyari now, I know that some of his assets that the NDLEA filed a motion to have them confiscated with the courts. Where are we on that now? Have those assets been confiscated?
I won't focus on Abba Kyari. I will make a general statement that we have a Directorate of Assets and Financial Investigation, which is it cascades down to the state commands. We also have in each department. And when we make arrests and seizures, we go after the assets of the people as well. Otherwise, you know, we haven't done anything because people will prefer to serve 5, 10, 15 years in jail and come back and meet their assets, you know, their houses, the business, and so on, waiting.
Process of
So
crime.
that's right. So what we do, we immediately file for it, which we have done, both in this case and in others. It's an ongoing thing, and we're confident that after due diligence, we'll get the forfeiture. And when it comes, now of course there's a new law on money laundering and process of crime. That's a new law. But before that, once we get the forfeitures of assets that will be auctioned off, it is done under the office of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, following appropriate laws there also. And then the proceeds are paid back to government.